Florida is extending its voter registration deadline after the state's registration site crashed Monday because of heavy online traffic. The deadline for people there to submit voter registration applications was extended to 7 p.m. Eastern Tuesday.
They're investigating some of the issues of kind of what led to it, but it was an inordinate amount of traffic. So that'll be live, but you also have ability to do this, and you also will be able to postmark a registration today. That will be accepted if it's postmarked today. So providing as many opportunities as possible, and also providing the similar time frame from when we were experiencing the difficulties.
And CBS News campaign reporter Lecrae Mitchell joins me now with more. Hi there, Lecrae. So, do we know yet what caused the state website to crash?
Hi, Elaine. As you heard Florida Governor Ron DeSantis say in that press conference earlier, they believe that it strongly correlates with an inordinate amount of requests, is what he called it. You had Florida Secretary of State Laurel M. Lee say today in a statement that during the last few hours of voter registration yesterday, there was an unprecedented 1.1 million requests per hour. And so her team and the governor is saying that even the best websites can see hiccups when you have such a large amount of requests coming in at a time. However, I must add that Florida Democrats, you had the Florida Democratic Party Chair Terry Rizzo come out with a statement last night as the reports were coming in that these issues were taking place. And she said that this isn't the first time that you've had issues with the voter registration system in Florida. And in her statement, she actually linked to other sightings of when we've seen issues with the voter registration system. As a matter of fact, she went as far as to call it blatant voter suppression, and her and top Democrat Nikki Fried in the state have said that having this sort of an issue hours before the deadline, or what was initially the deadline, is just completely unacceptable.
And Lecrae, you know, it's not just voter registration. I mean, there have also been problems, similar problems. Remind us what happened when thousands of Floridians tried to apply for unemployment in the spring amid the pandemic.
Amid the height of the pandemic, there were, as you just said, issues with the unemployment system in the state that left thousands of Floridians not able to cash in on unemployment benefits at a time that arguably families needed it the most. Ironically enough, I was listening to a press conference this morning with a labor union in the state, Unite Here, and one of the team leads for that labor union said, even all these months later, that employees like the restaurant workers and the hospitality workers that were in dire need of that unemployment assistance back in the spring, they will not forget how he said, and to paraphrase what he said, Governor DeSantis held on to checks when people needed it the most. And I will add that during that time, you did have the governor constantly responding to questions about that during press conferences. And I remember notably during one that he was saying that the system was already flawed and that him and his administration had sort of inherited this flawed system. But as you said, the reality was thousands of Floridians were in dire need of assistance that they could not get. And that's where the true problem it lies, and then and now.
So on voter registration here, what does this extended deadline mean for people who still have to register to vote?
So what they've done is Governor DeSantis said during the presser today that the reported issues started around 5 p.m. So that 7-hour window from 5 p.m. to midnight, you had a lot of people who may not have been able to register. So what they did today is extended 7 hours from 12 p.m. to 7 p.m. tonight. Floridians can still register to vote online using the website, and then you can also go in person. And so Secretary of State Laurel Lee also ordered that tax collectors' offices and DMV offices throughout the state stay open till 7 p.m. She's asked that the county supervisors of elections offices stay open till 7 p.m. so that people can go in person. And then you also have, and like the governor mentioned today, and I want to quote something that he said. You know, he said that we really think it's important that there also be live people that can help. And then it's not just internet that you're dealing with, and you're not just depending on internet to work so that people can register. So you've had a number of extensions throughout the state so that voters can still vote in person and online. And lastly, I'll note that if your registration application is postmarked by today, by 7 p.m., it will also be counted.
All right, some really important information in a critical battleground state. Lecrae Mitchell for us. Lecrae, thank you very much.